The one who eats more, the one who works more, the maintenance cost is very high. Later on, the medical cost, the maintenance cost, eating cost, food cost, later on maintenance cost, disease cost is expensive. A system will be only conservation. What is yoga? What is yoga? Yoga is all about this mat. Yoga is all about this 6 feet or 7 feet length of the mat. And yoga is all about a 65 centimeters, 55 centimeters width. Why? Why yoga is like this today I have done? Why yoga is not like this? Why yoga is not a fitness of like a cricket or playing a basketball or playing a... People for fitness, they are playing in India early morning. Is it the way? Why yoga is important? Yoga is, this is your framework of the body. This is a human frame. You are a human, this. This is your center of mass. This is called hell. This is called heaven. It is all about, all your rotation is along this direction. Along this direction. It is, as you work towards the center, it is called zero, this is called conservation of energy. Conservation of food, conservation of oxygen. Entire yoga is focused to work towards this center. Every yoga asana is to drive outward to inward, center of mass, close to the center of mass. Every rotation is around the center of mass. Everything, every bend is toward the center of mass. As you move away from the center of mass, as you move away from this, consumption enormously increases. And you are going out of balance. As you move away from zero, x-axis, x-axis plus or minus, y-axis plus, minus. As you move away from zero, value is increasing or decreasing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you move away from the center, and consumption increases. The system is going into the imbalance. The very fundamental aspect of yoga is balance. Sthira sukha masanam. Have you understood that? 24/7. Every movement, whatever the movement you do, 24/7, you are with the zero. Here, the value is zero. Zero resistance. Zero load. This system is called balanced when it is. Anything away from this is called imbalance. Unstable. Anything you move away from this, system is becoming unstable. It is unstable because it is unbalanced. Sthira sukha masana prayatna shaidanya mananta samapate one day, every moment, in every moment, there is a stability, there is a effortless way on. balancing. You never lose any balance, even a moment. Balance is not just a body. Balance is all your mind, your emotion. When you are reacting, when you are in anger, raging in anger, where is the balance? Oh, my dear system, when unbalanced. Fundamentals. Every movement in yoga is going from, is the way you come. You go like this. You see your legs are automatically touched. Go down like this. Touch. Touch. Effortless. Why? Rotational axial direction minimizes the stresses, conserves the energy. If I have to move sagittal plane, the amount of energy consumed is very high. In which plane you are moving? Are you moving in transverse plane? I am moving in a transverse plane. And I am axial rotation. You look at how easy it is. You look at, you go like this, damaged. Every pull here, your entire glutes are damaged, your reproductive system damaged. Especially, your bottom is the strength of testosterone. Your bottom is the test of strength of estrogen for the woman. For the gents, it is the strength of the testosterone. Every force to bend like this, do you know what? You are killing your testosterone, you are killing your estrogen. Have you gone insane? Yoga is not a torture program. Yoga is the highest level of science. Understood the movements, understood the planes, understood the directions of the axis. How you move along in frontal plane. How you move along in frontal plane. In frontal plane. How you move along in a frontal plane. How you move minimum. What is the least way of how you move in a frontal plane? How you move in a frontal plane? How you move in a sagittal plane? How you move in your axial plane, in a transverse plane? Where you work, the distance, where you are working, which axial plane? Are you working in inferior axial plane or superior axial plane? Are you working? Which plane you are working? Where are you working? Where is your center of mass shifted? Here your center of mass is here. As your distance increasing between the legs, your center of mass is shifting to this. Center of mass. Center of mass, close to center of gravity. What is the difference? This. Now, two triangles. You have gone to a trapezius. If you don't do that, you are harming. It is all about center of mass, bringing the center of gravity. Your center of mass is away. Your center of mass is close to the center of gravity. Further close, further close, further close, further close, further close. Have you understood? What is the balance? And what is the line accompanying which plane you are moving? It is the frontal plane. What are the principles of sagittal plane? Are you compensating? How you are moving in? How you are moving in? Plane. How you are moving? Why axial rotation is required? Why axial rotation is required? Why axial rotation is required? Why this? Why this is required? Why this is required? Why this is required? Right now, all your, because of lack of your awareness, all the stress your entire system is accumulated, full of stresses. The way you sit in your car, the way you sit in your office, the way you talk you move in your house, the way you sat in your couch, the way you're talking to your wife, the way you're talking to your children, the way you are playing the game. Everything right now created a stress. Your body is full of stresses, loads applied in a wrong direction. Every metabolic disorder is a disaster because of the loads everywhere. Stresses accumulated across your system without even removing the stresses. You can shape it, any metal. Yoga means understanding the mechanisms, the way you work, diagonal, the way you remove the stress, accumulated stresses first. Without removing the stresses, you want to strengthen, you want to stiffen the body. With all the stresses inside, you want to bend it, it becomes defective. It becomes defective. A material to bend, a material to stretch, a material to contract, material to shape. The first aspect is removing defects by heating the system, by conservation of the system. The axial rotation, Talasana is the first varga to remove the stresses along the sagittal and frontal plane. And then you go like this. All these are the Talasana Chalnas. Yoga is a static or dynamic. It is all about rotation, movements. Vinyasa is a dynamic. Then only Charanadasa comes after Kurantaka only. Dynamic. This is the way you conserve. Inertia. In inertia, you can't remove any load. Inertia, without movement, yoga, if you do only a posture directly like this, and next posture, I simply do like this. Without any flow, without any sequence, without any flow. F is equal to ma. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. Without acceleration, how come you can minimize with the mass? Force is directly proportional to the acceleration. Your stress removal is directly proportional to the acceleration. The way you reduce the force or consumption of energy is by reducing the acceleration. Conserving acceleration. Acceleration is rate of change of velocity is acceleration. As a mass and acceleration, conservation of energy, conservation of acceleration with the mass, inversely proportional. Mass is inversely proportional to acceleration. You want to stand and do it. Where is acceleration? Can you minimize your force? No. The only way you can do is, so the yoga is a dynamic vinyasa. After vinyasa form, after expertising, after 20 years of practice, then you can do static yoga. Krishnamacharya yoga is a dynamic or static. In rest of India, the way they practice yoga is based on the posture. Come on. It is like a soldier exercise. Come on, stand. Come on. Second posture. Come on. Third posture. Come on. Fourth posture. Come on. Is that what? Talasana is called Varga, group of the posture. All these you have to do. First you prepare your axial rotations. You first prepare. Along the diagonal axis you remove the stresses. Then your entire spine, your cranial pump stresses removing. There's a resistance in your cranium pump. And so doing this, and first, and then doing this, and doing this, doing this. Each one has a different purpose of doing it. Without any basic, Talasana means, this is Talasana, that's all? Have you gone insane? It is a Varga. It is a postures which have to be performed in a series. The hundreds of Talasanas, including this. It is a very powerful way of removing the stresses across your transverse erector spinae, your inferior erector spinae. Very powerful to remove the stresses in your psoas. Very important to remove the stress in the piriformis. Many of us, every yoga person has accumulated stresses here. You just do this. All your stresses are gone. Just single one. But are you moving like this? Is your movement is effortless like this? See this. As you move along the direction, as you move along, yoga is moving along, called sagittal. Yoga is moving along like this, moving along axial, moving along this. That is only the way to achieve, to minimize the stress, to remove the rolling stone gathers no moss. Yoga is all about rolling along the direction, along the axis, x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Yoga is moving, training yourself right now, all imbalance in you, right now all your metabolic disorder, because every movement you are not aware, it is out of balance, resulted in excess consumption. The day you are aware every moment, in every movement, the day you realize the importance of zero resistance, important in whatever, wherever you are moving, the balance, the zero resistance in your body. No uniform distributed loads. You are okay. You are healthy. You are happy. Stiram sukham asanam. Zero. Even the moment you move away, it results into consumption. Any consumption is inflammation. Any consumption is a pain. Your journey towards it is called a conservation. Your journey away from it is consumption. Very simple. Where it is a consumption of calories, consumption of oxygen, everything is directly proportional. They are not different anymore. Yoga is prayatna shaidhinyananta samapatti-bhyam. Samapatti means absolute balance. The day you maintain absolute balance without any effort, that day you are called a yogi. Tato dvandva abhigatam. No event, no environment, no one in the world can take away your balance. Nothing can affect your balance. Your Stita Pragnya, Stita, wisdom of maintaining absolute balance is called Stita Pragnya.